Hello again, welcome back to Vlogmas 5, it's Phoebe if you're new. I'm in Melbourne and the bushfire smoke has arrived today. Ooh. Australia is so big and so much of the country is facing like new heat records. In the 48-9 department, Melbourne has not caught a glimpse of the heat waves that have been happening. It hasn't been blanketed in smoke like Sydney has, with the air quality just being scarily horrible, you know, like 5+ times worse than what's considered like it's all blowing in this direction. But really Melbourne, it seems, is having it really lucky with the weather because a cool change is coming tonight, and on Christmas, like next week, it's more mild temperatures in the 20s. I'm talking Celsius if you're wondering. So yeah, I watered our spinach and silver beet and beetroot, which had looked like it had turned into kale chips, like of the different leaves, but it's come back to life, so well done that in 40-degree heat. But all the farmers in northern Victoria, like they could lose all their crops. I was reading this peach farmer guy saying he hoped his peaches don't boil and like split open. Oh, I can see our neighbours from here splashing in the pool. That does look nice. Although if you go outside at the moment, which I did to water the veggies, I'm sure I'd get used to it and I need to drink some more water, but it's extremely oven-like, and it sort of feels like, because it's sort of windy, when you open the oven and the steam like hits your face, kind of like that, but with a smoky steam thing going on. Yeah, oh so pleasant. There's a lot I could say on that. The PM has said he'll come back after 2 firefighters who were dads of like toddlers passed away yesterday or the day before. He was holidaying with his family in Hawaii. Of course, PM should be able to have holidays, but when like a quarter of the country is on fire and you're going to Hawaii, which I presume an element of that is for the natural environment element, a bit like, but no, he's happy to come back and be sympathetic to the people who have lost their homes and the families of those 2 firemen. It's like, you're missing the point. Heard of the climate crisis? Anyway, in other news, while I can't show it in this vlog because it's for another video, I had the best lunch. Like, I just felt like I had gone to, I don't know, Istanbul, let's go with that, and had ordered some hummus and some pita bread, and the hummus had different toppings on it, hint hint, and boy oh boy, that stuff was good. I have never made good quality hummus. I'm just telling you what it is, I'm not even trying to hide it. But I soaked the chickpeas overnight, did the from scratch type of thing, not from a can, and oh my gosh, just as good as top tier hummus you buy in the shop. So I'm so glad I've managed to do that, because it's like vegan 101, vegan cooking 101, you would think. I started a puzzle, as you saw, which was actually from one of you, Steve, thank you. I think it was you. Yes. Yeah, but I set it up next to our fireplace, which, you know, you can do the physics of smoke being a little bit more intense there. Superb choice. Anyway, I was watching Emma Carpenter, I think her name is, because I saw Holly Exley post about her. Anyway, just to say that the illustration YouTube community is such a wholesome one, and it's such a healthy corner of YouTube to be like immersed in, I think, even though I'm not an illustrator and know that I never will be because I'm not talented in that department. Just to see people, it's a solitary creative pursuit, and I identify with that because I like being creative solo. because I'm an introvert and it's wrapped up in my personality, but yeah, and she's vegan too. So that's been really nice, and she's doing Vlogmas in a very chill way. Appreciate that. But yeah, there are just many unhelpful parts of YouTube, including a lot of the vegan community, I think, that you just don't get really wholesome content in terms of not picking up sort of disordered eating elements, even if it's very, very subliminally and you're like, nah, this is fine. It might have some that you're just a bit blind to. A few people like that I've been alerted to recently. Done a little unfollow. You know, unhealthy body images, you know, so if you need a healthy corner of the internet, well, there's my channel, which I always try my best to make it a positive, safe space. But yeah, illitubers, I don't know how to say it. Today's Sunday and it's been shopping for Christmas food. I found red currants. Thank you to the lovely person who said on Instagram that Coles have them. Turns out Woolworths stock them too. Super close to Christmas, so I needn't have worried. I'm sure I've had red currants before, but I tried one today and they're not that exciting. I think if I was to like adapt this recipe and make it my own, I'd probably use cranberries, because maybe the tartness of the I'm getting confused now. The tartness of the red currants works in this terrine recipe we're making for Christmas, but they're kind of tart and sour, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But anyway, I made some little Christmas choc orange balls coated in baobab powder. The recipe's on my blog if you're wondering, for gifts, and did some more of the puzzle. Made quite an epic dinner as part of a recipe review. And yeah, this turban thingy's weighing me down. I've got such a flare-up of eczema on my hands. Like, I won't show you because it's a bit gnarly, but I've got a chasm, like a cracked open thing, and it's just great time of year for that. I don't know why. It's really hard to pinpoint where you got gluten from. It's a gluten allergy, I'm 99% sure. Well, it's sort of hung around in the last month. I don't know, it must be like take away something that I didn't double check or something else, but oh, it's annoying. Even though I really hate using it because I do know the crap effects that steroid cream can use. I think I'm going to use it a little bit around this Christmas period because your gal wants to feel as confident as possible in this PMS-y type of season. I was thinking about, I love Christmas for the seeing people I only see once a year, but it really does take a lot of, well, it really zaps a lot of energy. And even though it's like the same when you see family friends the same time each year, because you know the relationship is so wholesome, they're like family, even if you only see them once a year in person, I find what the cost is that like my negative self-talk just increases every year, and I think I'm good, and then it kicks in both before and after majorly. Like, why did you decide to share that? Why did you say that? And then I just think that they're judging me so much because they only see me once a year, so what usually is a comfort of just be yourself is kind of like, I don't know if they're even vibing that. But deja vu of this happening last Christmas is definitely happening this Christmas too, and that's the phenomena of finding it really hard to be kind to yourself, because even if you do take care of yourself and giving yourself time alone to recharge, abnormal for me amount of socializing stuff means that I'm just so drained that it's kind of hard to keep the negative self-talk in check. And it should be a lovely thing because I love these people, but throughout the whole year I'm like, oh, gotta make this thing for them because I know they'll appreciate it. But then when it actually gets to the one time you're getting together, it's like there's so many food options, and for me, I love cooking for people that I love, and you know, serving great food. Hope it doesn't come across as like a sad thing of like it's an expression of me wanting love and affection through the food. It probably is a little bit of that, just like it is a little bit that actors act for a little bit of attention, even if they're the humblest beings on the planet. I think it's human. But anyway, and then I inevitably overthink it and make a mistake somewhere, and the food I bring, I'm like, crap, this isn't my best stuff, and it's the one chance out of a year. I know that's like massive first world problems and doesn't even matter, but just to say, if you struggle with negative self-talk around Christmas, even when it's meant to be a lovely chill time of year, you're not alone. Tomorrow's the 23rd, it's Monday, and I'm just gonna cook a lot of things. I actually have a dentist appointment first thing. Hopefully she doesn't tighten my braces, because hello, someone wants to enjoy chewing this festive season. I was watching a speech from our PM, Scott Morrison, talking about how he takes full responsibility for, in his words, the anxiety he caused by being away on holiday. It's like, okay, you're taking the blame, but you just completely picked the wrong word. You weren't causing Australians anxiety. And he said, I'm paraphrasing obviously, but he said it's more reassuring or comforting, I think was his word, to have him in the country. It's like, no, it's not in comfort to have you in the country because you're not doing anything, and you continue to think climate change is BS, and if you do acknowledge it, you say it's one of many factors. Like, and the whole while he says it with this like little smirk smile coming through everything he says, whether it's serious or anecdotal or comical. And I know it's not right and it's not a valid argument to pinpoint or pick apart people, how they speak or appear, but I just can't help to think that he reminds me of all the guys, not all of them, but a fair chunk of guys in high school who just talked that way. They talked with a little smirk smile on their face the whole time, which gave the impression that they knew better, they thought you were a lesser being, and also they're not taking the world seriously.
thought I would send it for them while they're in town, and it struck me there might be something in there for your auntie's birthday.
Good idea.